Farzanah ma'am, health insurance industry is in a very nascent stage right now in Bangladesh. Don't you think this is the right time to capitalize upon the lurking opportunity? The opportunity is huge. I would not call challenges as much. Your challenges are really, in reality, are opportunities. And somehow you need to sit upon those opportunities to capitalize on it. I know your company has already started the yeah, in a big manner. What about the rest of the other players in Bangladesh market, and what specifically your company is doing to really use this opportunity?
Um, Good afternoon. Thank you so much, BIMTECH and Dr. Abhijit, for inviting me to the webinar where we are talking about the challenges from COVID-19 to health insurance industry and the way out. And I'm really honored to be here with all these eminent
Our
speakers.
pleasure as well.
And as you know, I would like to just mention that Bangladesh is a progressive country. I mean, we are progressing towards a middle income country under the leadership of our Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. And you have seen the growth of other sectors, but unfortunately, the insurance sector has still is surviving in a sector where there is a lack of awareness and a lack of commitment or lack of, I would say, confidence from the people. And on the health sector side, I would just like give you some information before going into the insurance. Our 60% of the health expenditure is actually it's out of pocket. So you can see that there is a lot of opportunity. Where there's a risk, I see opportunities here. And the government is actually taking care of 23%, and the rest of the 7% is actually coming from the donors and aids, and also voluntary payment schemes, actually 3%. So, and 17 children in every 10,000 are born with autism, 30,000 satellite clinics for child and maternal health care, one community clinic for every 6,000 people. So Bangladesh has 8.3 health workers per 10,000 population as compared to 45 per 10,000 recommended by WHO. Our Ministry of Health has already recruited an additional 2,000 doctors and 5,000 nurses to start addressing pandemic situation, and additional 2,000 health technicians recruit on the process. So you can well understand that we are on a stage where, you know, and this pandemic as the non-life insurance company, I would say our total premium was last year was 4,546 crore, and 2020 the first quarter was a little bit better, but in the second quarter it's from 1,006 crore, it's went down to 801 crore. So you can imagine the premium has gone down, by 20 to 30% on an average. So here, in the pandemic side, there was a huge, like every other speakers have mentioned, that there's a huge demand for this COVID product. But the health insurance, no, people are not having this urge to get this health insurance before the pandemic. But now we're seeing a lot of demand, but there's on the supply side, there's we are not getting products from the reinsurers, as Dr. Prakash just mentioned, that from the claims is going more than the growth side. So this is actually, we have also faced. But from the Prime Minister side, I think she has given a special insurance incentive for COVID-19 frontliners. That's the doctors and nurses, and that's starts from 5 lakh taka to 10 lakh according to rank, and amount to be 5 times higher if anyone else is at higher risk of death or dies before virus. So government is very positive in terms of taking this into health insurance into more of, I would say, in a growth side. And on the marginal segment, our madam has mentioned that the middle segment, the segment that which is not, it is not touched or explored by anyone else. They're the sector that no one has touched them, and no one has actually so that's the micro segment, right? So for that, we are working with the Health Ministry as a dream project for our Prime Minister. That's Shastro Shurakha Kormoshuchi, which has covered more than 80 disease under SSK project as a scheme operator, and household we have covered more than 82,000, and lives touched almost 6.5 lakh. So in Bangladesh as a whole, in micro health, there are like people who are working is like Green Delta Insurance, Pragati Life, Sajida Foundation, PKSF, Inafi, ICDDRB. So these are the few institutions who are really working on few health insurance products in the corporate side and also in the marginal segment side. You mentioned the bottom of the pyramid. So I think this is a pandemic will actually give us an opportunity to actually break through. You mentioned innovation, you mentioned disruptive solutions, and I think one of the speakers in the first session has mentioned technology. So technology is actually the key, I think, driver and enabler to actually break through and come out with all those datas and the artificial intelligence, IoT, and with the help of all data analytics, I think we can get more information and more, I would say, testing of how to kind of address these diseases, because we are now in a unprecedented situation where life is not normal like before. So we have to think of those disruptive models, and the technology is one that actually help us. So this is the way we will be reaching out to the marginal segment, which is actually leaving no one's behind, and that is leading towards achieving the SDG goals. So now you see that achieving the SDG goals, now the goals are actually reinvented. I mean, they're thinking of how to kind of achieve those goals by 2030 by thinking of by coming up with all those disruptive solutions. And in a we have a customer segmentation in the microinsurance market, where we have 33 microinsurance players, including insurance and NGOs, and the penetration of insurance is less than 1% here. And if we start working with NGOs right now, where they cover more than 3 crore people in Bangladesh, I think the penetration will rise from 0.1 of less than 1% to 5%, because of the lack of awareness and confidence. The insurance service is not provided by the insurance service providers. Average higher income, we have 10%. And then average lower income, we have 40%, and the bottom of the pyramid is the rest. And more, we have 63% rural population, we have urban population 36%, and 29 in the moderate for our rural people. And for these, there are government budget where we have like health budget, which is like 229.7 billion BDT. We have a government budget for social safety net, which is 955.7 billion, but there's no budget for the insurance. You can see that because of the, people don't see that insurance will have actually not a liability for a person, but a support. It's like a secure, it's there for securing your life, you're securing your financial, losses that arises from the financial losses or some crisis. So I think for this SSK, the government project will have I think, revolution that will take us not only, we have already covered more than 650,000 people, but this thing will spread, and this will help us grow and encourage other insurers to come in front with their solutions. For our Green Delta perspective, we have started in 2012 for our Niramoy. We have few products. I will not go into the details, but where we covered, where we worked with our Institute of Micro Insurance Institute, and also there was a hospital that it's like a tripartite agreement, and it was a pilot project, and we covered more than 2,000 people, and where we have had an NGO with us. Then we started Shudin, which is started in 2013, and we had partnered with Kotler Center, Dhaka University, and covered more than 2,300 urban rural RMG workers. So it's kind of there are segments like RMG workers, there are like village people, there are youth, there are street children, there are students. So because more than 65% of the population is actually under the age of 23 in Bangladesh. So we have a young population. So working with the youth is actually will give us more
Right.
it's more ideas how to move forward. That's why we work with all the students and universities, and we are into startups. We are into helping startups. Where we worked with power ministry, and we had a competition where university students, student entrepreneurs, had come up with solutions for renewable energy. And there are students there. I was in the jury board of two ICT ministry competition where for the COVID-19, and there are students entrepreneurs who are bringing in solutions for health tech. So these are the things that will give us an idea and also solution how to move forward in the fourth industrial revolution.
Right, right, madam. Bangladesh and India has almost the same demographic profile. The only good thing about Bangladesh is that your uh, technology adoption is very, very high. Further, ma'am, micro health insurance is something which is most talked about in your country, and that's the one way you can really better serve the bottom of the pyramid. And I have the experience of working in the Bangladesh market for a while. And how is that you manage to micro health insurance so well in Bangladesh? Something, despite a very strong regulation in India, you don't have a strong regulation about micro health insurance in your country. Still, micro health insurance has been doing better in your country, possibly something which we need to emulate back in India. Can you throw some light quickly as we have shortage of time?
Have mentioned few things, so I will not want to repeat. But what I said that the lack of awareness of the insurance has actually led us to that point that the penetration is less than 1%. But most of the NGOs are actually doing covering more than 3 crores people in Bangladesh, and they're doing the insurance. They're actually providing the insurance service. So there is a regulation conflict of interest, and also there are some reforms needs to be done in the law where it says that they can provide insurance services but through an insurance service provider, because now the government is also looking, because our prime minister is also thinking of the inclusive insurance. That's why the Shastro Shuruksha Karmoshuchi project has been there for last 2 phases, and now the third phase will come. And I think since the government is very much interested in bringing in the marginal segment, the middle, the missing middle segment, a segment into the inclusive insurance system. So there actually we come, and we have been working to. I have mentioned that since 2012, and then joined with the health ministry as a scheme operator, and there we have learned so much of experience. And there we think, we have experienced that technology actually helped us, because people were not even coming to the hospital to register. So we actually send people there and to and register them like
Right,
that.
right. Thank you so much, ma'am.